Okay, good evening, everybody. How are you today? It is the 6th of September, Friday, 17 minutes past the hour of 7 in the evening. What are you up to for your weekend, for your evening? What are you cooking? Are you getting a takeaway? Are you cooking food? Are you going to a family's house or a friend's house? Are you in on your own? What have you got planned? Okay, so anyway, Uprooted Artist right here on your podcast, streaming right here, live. Obviously, I'm not live, but you know what? I'm talking to you today. So we're actually gonna talk about relationships and not relationships per se, but you know how things are going through social media and trending stuff and certain stuff like that. So it would be nice if I was able to connect with a lot of like-minded people on here so we can talk about, you know, different views, different ideologies, different ways of, you know, thinking about things and making decisions in life and what other people think, and obviously what you think as well, because what you think is so important. It is the most importantest thing ever. And I'm doing something on my phone. I do not know what I'm doing. But anyway, you know, we get to find reasonings within situations and find certain solutions that we need to look at, you know. I'd like to discuss male mental health and also women mental health and also everybody's mental health on this channel, because it's something that people discuss, but they don't discuss it on a deeper level, to the point where it could be someone that you know that's going through something, or even though we could have it as an anonymous speaker, it could be closer to home for everybody. We can talk about things like death, things like, you know, having a job, losing a job, having a business, how to survive within business world and stuff like that. You know, even getting a job. You know, I think it's so important that we're able to live in the real world. I know we live on social media a lot, and I'm using, you know, a platform that is on the internet, that is on my phone. But at the same time, I actually realised that a lot of people are losing sight with reality, and it's so important to find yourself in reality and not just striving to be like someone on your phone, you know, on the internet, on the computer and certain things like that, because it's not all real, you know. There's a lot of things that are made up for the screen, for the clout, especially within the music industry. You know, we can talk about rap, we talk about all them kind of music, and you know, I come from, black is not a culture, black is a race. I am from the UK, British, second generation Jamaican, Caribbean. So yeah, that's where I'm from. That's who I am. I'm from Nottingham, and I realised that music is our culture. Music is a big part of our culture, and it is influential. It can't be completely influential, but it is a part of our influence. Music. So I think we need to have discussed that, have a whole have a whole discussion on that. I don't want to talk to myself about it. I want to talk to someone else about it. So if you want to lock in, let's do this. Let's have a talk about what's going on in this industry and the effects that it has on our youth, which is so important. So important. So yeah, it is so important that, you know, we come to a certain part in our life, in the community, within ourselves, within our, you know, our surroundings, and for the children that are younger than us, that are ready to grow up and their innocence, and to let them understand what's actually happening, because the streets are really, really, really bad, you know. And I don't think if it wasn't for social media, a lot of people wouldn't really know what's going on. Like, we wouldn't know what's going on. So social media is all right in that sense, but it's like, it's so open to the point where it's frightening, and you just want to protect your kids, and you want to tell them the truth about what's happening. You don't really want to, you don't want to, like, you know, cover them in a safety blanket, because I don't think that helps. I don't think the safety blanket effect really helps anybody. You don't help your children, you know. So teaching them about life, like the real life reality of things, and not always like trying to keep them as babies and stuff. Like, you can't baby your children. You gotta grow them up. And then people say, oh no, you can't grow your kids up too fast, da 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 da. By the end of the day, it's like, they've got to grow up fast in this world. You cannot be an adult. You can't be, you know, heading to 40s and you're acting like a child still. Like, you can't, nah. You can't do that. Obviously, remain a child, but have some kind of common sense and common groundings and common understanding. Because at the end of the day, if you're raising a child, you raise them in order to survive in the world. Don't raise them to rely on you, you know. You got to raise them in order to survive in this world. That's the whole point in having a child, and letting them go at some point in life. Letting them, you know, live in their life. Let them understand how to get a house, how to get a job, how to make food for themselves, how to survive. You know, and that is so important. It's not about, you know, protecting them from reality, because that's your baby. Listen, like, some babies got to bloody fly sometimes, you know, gain their wings. Do you know what I mean? Not gain the wings, but I mean, like, if we was birds in the nest, the bird, that's a chicken or a little bird, would have to fly sometime. They'll have to fly. They would have to hunt and get their food and start making a nest and make their own family, you know? That kind of stuff. We've got to look at what's happening and what's needed for real.